This video is not about keeping your job. It's about the next great evolution of humanity, our next frontier, the thing that faces you, and how to actually be a part of it. And I'll teach you a little skill by the end of this video that if you exercised just every day or routinely like going to the gym, you'll begin to activate this part of yourself. I'll actually go into detail what this part of yourself specifically even is. And by the end of this video, you're not only going to be filled with a sense of hope that there's something here for you, a sense of usefulness in this coming age of AI, but also will have an internal compass, a guiding GPS, sort of nudging you to the direction of your uniqueness, your deepest purpose. This is not the first time we're going through something like this. You can think of the Industrial Revolution and many other revolutions before it, where we had to learn new skill sets or activate parts of ourselves that had laid dormant and unused. Now, there's a part of you that AI will never replace, because artificial intelligence is just data. At the end of the day, it's a synthetic mind. It's a reflection, a mirror of who we are, not as people, but who we are as data. Some things that AI will never be able to do is experience. It will never be able to experience the way you experience things. It can collect data about a sunset and what it looks like and describe it in every detail and maybe even create an incredibly beautiful picture of one. But it will never be able to describe to you the feeling you get of the redness of a sunset, to experience that as it's going down. It'll never be able to tell you the experience of getting that intuitive insight when you're in the shower. And it will never be able to give you the insight or give you the experience of remembering a deep memory, a core memory that comes up for you. These are things AI will never be able to do. And there's actually a term for this that philosophers have come up with called qualia. Qualia is this idea of awareness, of human experience and awareness. This is something that AI will never ever do. And this very part of you, is actually a breadcrumb trail to a blueprint that's been laid deep within you. We each came here with a specific purpose. And I don't mean this in an esoteric way. I mean this as a child, you had specific gravitations towards things. You had certain predispositions towards certain traits. And these things were either trained out of you or bred out of you. I was on a plane not long ago going to Sedona, and I was sitting beside a kid. And this kid was not sitting like everybody else on the plane. He was standing. He was poking around. He was asking questions. He was trying to learn things. He was cultivating this sense of experience within him, cultivating this sense of awareness within him, this qualia. Qualia is something that we all have within us. Now, how can you actually use this as a power? Because as you cultivate this awareness through a practice I'll share with you here shortly, you'll begin to create a certain sense of awareness within you. Things you may have even forgotten about who you really are. Because you've been trained and things have been bred out of you to fit into this big giant machine so you could function as a cog and pay your bills and make your ends meet and live what we call a reasonable lifestyle. But this time is ending. And if you just turn your back towards the evolution that's happening in front of us, many people are going to get left behind. This qualia is the core that makes you irreplaceable. These very traits that I talk about in your early childhood, the sense of purpose and vision that you had for yourself, can be found again through cultivating this awareness. This is your uniqueness and your irreplaceable superpower. This is the gift you have to give to the world. So how do we actually cultivate this awareness within us? It's something that's been written about by religions, ancient texts for thousands of years. But ironically, in the last few decades, we have sort of distanced and maybe even forgotten about this ability. This is a certain type of meditation. And this is something I do at least twice a day, sometimes more than that. And you can do this in just 5 minutes. So what you want to do is you want to sit somewhere quiet, preferably somewhere with no light, nothing like this where there's big lights shining in my face. And you want to sit there or lay down with your left palm up and your right palm down. Now, you don't need to know why this works, but you're part of an energetic system. There's energy that runs and flows through your body. All you're doing is opening the physical channels for this. You ever notice why you feel different after you do yoga? You ever notice why, if you do Tai Chi or Qigong or any of these energetic practices, why it changes the way you feel and see the world, the way you move with a different kind of energy? That's because you're opening these physical channels to something I call life force. And now, tune into your body. Tune into your body. You can even do this right now. Close your eyes. Tune into your body. Where do you feel tension, tightness? Where do you feel sort of even a type of emotion being stored in your body? Just sit with it. You don't have to change it, but simply bringing that awareness to it will begin to relax and loosen up these parts of yourself. You might realize, sitting there, wow, my left shoulder is really tight. What am I hanging on to? Just become aware of it. It'll begin to slowly loosen up. And in this state, you can now move into a state of silence. You've gone into your body, but now bring your attention, your awareness, to your mind. And when you bring your awareness to your mind, you simply observe thoughts, because you are not your thoughts. Many people think they're their thoughts and emotions. No, these are things you identify with. You make these parts of your identity. You make these parts of your personality. But you're not these things. You're an observer. Eckhart Tolle calls it the observer effect. And when you do this, just observe. And if you're having trouble letting go of your thoughts, and you just find more and more thoughts are coming up, a simple trick I like to do is ask yourself, what's my next thought going to be? You're the observer. What's my next thought going to be? And ironically, you'll find there's no thoughts. No more thoughts keep coming. You're just observing, like watching a fishing line. You know, when you go fishing, watching a little piece of bait in the water. You are not the fish. They're not you. You're the guy holding the fishing pole. And when you're in that state, just sit there in silence. And eventually, you might even hear a little whisper. A little feeling might even come up for you. And it's that feeling that we call aqualia. It's that feeling that we call awareness. As simple as this may sound, this is your greatest human ability. This is something no one can ever take away from you. It's a gift that keeps on giving, that you can keep giving to yourself. And in doing this, you're going to cultivate a sense of clarity and purpose in your direction unlike anything you've ever had. Now, you might not feel the effects of this right away. This is like going to the gym. You might do it once or twice and give up, and that would be a big mistake. This is something you train like a muscle. It's a part of yourself. But when we don't use these abilities, they wither away, they atrophy, they break down. And so to build them back up, we need to create this as a daily practice, a sort of repetitive motion that you do at least every morning, or what I like to do every night before I go to bed. And then you'll start to see the effects of it. And there's more things that we can do with this exercise. This is just the foundation. And if this is interesting to you, if you see where we're going and you can see these abilities within you, even if you can't feel it, subscribe to the channel. And I have a full guide down below that I have for absolutely free that will actually get you into this, gives you a breakdown of this whole complete exercise that you can just download, save on your phone, and do wherever you are, or at least twice a day.